I'm delighted to have this opportunity to send my very best wishes in a dual capacity as Director General of the World Intellectual Property Organization and as Secretary General of the International Union for the Protection of New Plant Varieties or New Varieties of Plants, UPOV. Both WIPO and UPOV have witnessed the birth of the treaty and the multilateral system and its entry into force and its successful operations, and it is an opportunity for me to be able to acknowledge the enormous and inspirational leadership that has been given by the Secretary of the Treaty, Dr. Shakil Bhatti. The challenge before the world, before all of us, is of course tremendous. It's feeding a very rapidly growing world population against a background of climate change. More food is needed, more agricultural output is needed with fewer inputs. And naturally, from the point of view of both the World Intellectual Property Organization and UPOV, we consider that a key part of the solution is innovation. Innovation enables us to do old things in new ways. In other words, to produce more food and more agricultural output with fewer inputs. It enables us to improve our productivity. In particular, we are interested and we believe that it's necessary to have innovation in plant breeding, in new plant varieties. And facilitated access to plant genetic resources, we believe, is a key ingredient to ensuring that innovation. The treaty recognises that it should be mutually supportive in relation to other international agreements and instruments with a view to achieving sustainable agriculture and food security. We very much value this provision, and we very much value the practical cooperation that has been able to be built upon this principle of mutual support. One example I might cite in the theoretical framework of mutual support is the breeder's exemption that exists in the UPOV Convention. This exemption enables anyone to use the genetic resources of a protected variety for the purpose of breeding new varieties or developing new varieties of plants. In other words, in one sense, the UPOV system is an unmediated gene pool of over 90,000 titles to protect new varieties of plants that can be used, can be accessed for the purposes of innovation. On a practical level, this principle of mutual support has resulted in, I think, great cooperation between WIPO, between UPOV and the treaty and its secretariat. Recently, in October of last year, the Council of UPOV agreed to cooperate with the treaty on a research project on the economics of the multilateral system, and this based on information that's available in the UPOV database, plant variety database, which we call Pluto. We have been involved with WIPO, through WIPO, in preparing landscapes of the property titles or the patents that exist in various agricultural domains. We have a very important exercise that is going on amongst our member states to develop an international legal framework for the protection of traditional knowledge and intellectual property in relation to genetic resources, which we see as wholly supportive of the aims and objectives of the multilateral system. And lastly, but by no means leastly, the WIPO Arbitration and Mediation Centre has worked well with the Secretariat of the Treaty to develop rules of mediation for disputes that may occur in relation to standard material transfer agreements as they are used under the treaty. And this is something that was adopted, these rules were adopted by the treaty's governing body in March of this year. It's now 10 years since the treaty came into existence, and I do believe very firmly that the achievements of the treaty in that 10-year period are extraordinary and indeed deeply impressive. WIPO and UPOV are both extremely proud to have been associated with the treaty in its development and over the period of its existence, and I can assure you that both organisations are committed to ensuring the continued success of the treaty. Thank you very much.